Welcome back to another Madden 20 rebuild I have for you guys here today. Today it's going to be a fantasy style rebuild of the Cleveland Browns. I've said this many times, but I truly believe this is the best team in Madden. This team normally goes absolutely off every single season. They're like the favorites to win the Super Bowl, at least make it to the Super Bowl from the AFC almost every year. But before I get too deep into this video, if you guys are new around here and end up enjoying this one, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It would be awesome if you can come back for my next upload. Also, if you guys enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like. It definitely helps me out a lot in the end. One more final thing, if you guys would like to join my Discord or follow me on Twitter, links to those are down below. But let's start talking about this team. So the Browns are an 83 overall. They have an 84 offense, 83 defense. The offense is led by second-year pro Baker Mayfield, down to an 80 overall, having a bit of a sophomore slump. I think a lot of his, interceptions and incompletions are because of drops, and look at that beard. My God. Okay, he looks like an animal. I love it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of his, miscues are because of drops. I know you can't fault them all because of drops, but I think it's like a crazy percentage or something. I could definitely be wrong. I don't actually know how poorly he is playing. I haven't watched many Browns games, so you guys will have to enlighten me on that one. Kareem Hunt is, I guess, the #1 running back on this team. I think Nick Chubb's probably better. Maybe. I don't know. They're both really good. I don't know why they even signed Kareem Hunt. I thought this was really questionable. I thought they had a great running back duo with Nick Chubb and Duke Johnson, but Duke Johnson's no longer on this team. I think I might trade Kareem Hunt. I mean, I don't know. He's a free agent this year. I don't even want him starting. I want Nick Chubb to start. Nick Chubb's a superstar, and he's 1 year younger, which isn't that much of a difference, right? Kareem Hunt's fantastic in this game. I just kind of figured I should get value for him now, right? I mean, there's no point in having Nick Chubb be a backup, and there's no way I'm trading Nick Chubb, so I think I'll trade Kareem Hunt. I hope you guys don't mind too much. I doubt Browns fans are super connected to Kareem Hunt already, at least. Odell, Jarvis Landry, Antonio Callaway, Rashard Higgins are here. Is this... No, it's Taywan Taylor. I didn't know he was on this team. I was going to say Trent Taylor. Did he somehow make it over here? I didn't know Taywan Taylor was on this team. All right. Is this Damian Ratley? Is that your first name? Hey, look at that. I remembered. But, yeah, okay. So the wide receiver core is pretty good, at least in Madden terms, right? Odell is phenomenal. Jarvis Landry usually puts up numbers in the game. Antonio Callaway, I've actually seen in wide receiver of the year a couple times. Has a lot of potential. Only normal development, but he's still super young. Greg Robinson is not a good left tackle. Usually when I claim players aren't good, I mean in the game, right? I have no idea how he's playing in real life. Maybe he's going off. Who knows? He's a 70 overall, though. I don't want to keep him as a left tackle on this team. Joel Bitonio's a beast. I want to keep him. J.C. Treader isn't bad. I may keep him depending on how expensive he is, because he's getting up there in age. He will start to regress. He's very smart, though, out of Cornell. Is this Wyatt Teller here? And it's a right guard. He's not very good either, but at least he's young. That's something to him. And then Chris Hubbard at right tackle. We need to upgrade tackles for sure. David Njoku is a great tight end. Demetrius Harris, Ricky Seals-Jones. Pretty good backups. I'll probably trade one of those two, though. And then defensively, Morgan Burnett is the starting strong safety. Demarius Randall is a player I'd normally try to trade for, to be honest, starting at free safety. Denzel Ward is one of the best corners to have in this game. He's super young. He's a superstar, 88 overall. His stats are absolutely nutty as well. 95 for speed, acceleration, and agility with really good coverage stats. Terrence Mitchell, honestly, he usually is up there for like defensive back of the year for some reason. I don't really know. And then Greedy Williams. I want Greedy Williams starting 100%. He was great in college, right? He got drafted pretty high, I think, in the second round. He's a 74 overall. A lot of people thought he was going to be the first corner off the board, but that's not what happened. Myles Garrett is an X factor here on defense. He's a 92 overall. Sheldon Richardson, Larry Ogunjobi, good defensive tackles. And then we have Olivier Vernon coming over from the Giants in a trade, with Kevin Zeitler and everything at left end there. And then Christian Kirksey, Joe Schobert, and Jannard Avery at defensive... I almost said defensive tackle. What am I on? At linebacker. We also have Sion Taki here. Let's go. Rookie out of BYU. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. That's how I would imagine. Also, Mack Wilson is here. Mack Wilson's a super interesting player. He was good in college. And he kind of fell in the draft, so maybe we can try to get him involved. I don't know. How old is Christian Kirksey now? 27. I kind of don't want to trade him, though. I feel like he's sort of a fan favorite. Joe Schobert's not going anywhere. Jannard Avery will probably start. Even though, isn't he kind of like a pass rusher? Or am I wrong? No, he's a speed rusher. He really does not fit the scheme at all on this team. But I sort of just want to keep him. Because, I mean, I could move him down to left end, I guess. I don't know, man. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I think I will trade Olivier Vernon, to be honest. He's only an 82, and he's getting up there in age. That may not be a bad idea. And then move Jernard Avery to left end and then have Mac Wilson play left outside linebacker. I don't know. We'll figure something out, I guess. But let's hop into some trades here. This is not supposed to be realistic. Let me reiterate that. So I'm going to be trading for a lot of draft picks, maybe some superstar players, and I won't be giving up much. That's just how I like to do rebuilds. So if you guys aren't about that, you should probably click off the video. And why is Drew Stanton making $4 million? That is ridiculous. I'm giving the Falcons 269 overall players for their first-round draft pick. I'm trading with the Falcons here again. This time, Olivier Vernon and Terrence Mitchell will get me Grady Jarrett, and I think Grady Jarrett's one of my favorite players to trade for. He's super easy to get, and he is really good. Here's another pretty ridiculous trade. Greg Robinson, Kendall Lamb, and Malik Jefferson to the Dolphins for their first-round draft pick. Here's another player I frequently get. I think it's been at least a few rebuilds, though, since. I'm sorry this always happens, but it's so hard to get some of these different offensive linemen. That's why I always go with the same few guys. Trust me, I do try. I try my best to change it up, but some of these guys are just hard to get. Demetrius Harris and Sheldon Richardson will get me Zach Martin. I love massively cheesing the game, man. TJ Carey, Eric Murray, and Rashard Higgins going to the Giants for their first rounder. I'm doing it. I'm getting like all of the guards I usually get, but I don't really care. Kareem Hunt, Drew Stanton, and a third rounder next year will get me Quentin Nelson. The team here for the first season is an 85 overall, 89 offense, 81 defense. Both sides of the ball changed a lot. Offense got better, defense got worse, but it's okay, right? I think this offense is going to be able to carry the team at least into the playoffs this year. Hopefully, I'm kind of expecting a playoff berth because if you just simulated normally, I'm sure the team would enter the playoffs, and I honestly think I made the team at least a little bit better. The overall, I don't remember if it went up or down, to be honest. I think it went up. I feel like they used to be an 83 or an 84. Whatever, I don't know. But I think I made the team better, objectively. Quentin Nelson is now our left tackle. Zach Martin's now our right guard. Also, I signed Jeremy Parnell to play right tackle. Everybody else, I think, is kind of the same. We just traded away some other guys on the offensive side. And then defensively, Mac Wilson, starting at left outside linebacker. Joe Schobert, middle. Christian Kirksey, right. So that's not too different. The safeties aren't different. The corners are a bit different. I signed Brian Body Calhoun. He's coming back to the Browns. And then the defensive line, Jernard Avery is our left end. Grady Jarrett is our defensive tackle number 1. But I do think this team has potential to make it to the playoffs. What is the record all about here at Week 9? We are 3-3-1. Okay, we tied the first game, if you guys are wondering. The Broncos are 0-8, though. We are in second place. The Steelers 4-3 at the number 1 spot in the division. 2-5 for the Ravens, 2-6 for the Bengals. That Ravens record is really surprising. But let's check out experience points and at least one hidden development trait. I know Greedy Williams was hidden early on, but here's a look at the experience on the offense. 1 for everybody. Defensively, we have 1 for a lot of players. We have 3 for Greedy Williams, who has star. 2 for Mac Wilson, also is not too bad. I will take it. Who has to come back to the team, though? So Demarius Randall is the top free agent. I definitely want him back. He's a good free safety. J.C. Treader is an interesting one, man. I'm going to come back to him at the end of the season. Let me see what the center class is looking like. Brian Body Calhoun, I don't think I want back on the team. Jeremy Parnell, I don't want. Joe Schobert, I do want. So I think it's just going to be Schobert and Randall for now. We did not make the playoffs this year. I'd love to know how. We went 7-8-1. This is why Madden Sim gets to me, man. If you just simulate with the Browns without changing anything, I'm sure they would do better than 7-8-1. And I think I made the team better. The overall would at least say that. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just stupid and make really bad trades. Who knows? Baker Mayfield, though, 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's a lot of picks, but I will take the yards and the touchdowns. Nick Chubb was good, over 4 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, almost 1,100 yards. Jarvis Landry was phenomenal. 92 catches, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Odell over 1,000, but only 4 touchdowns. David Njoku had 9. Antonio Callaway had 5. We don't have many sacks at all let up, which is great from the offensive line. 118 total tackles from Joe Schobert. 26 tackles for loss for Myles Garrett. 17 for Grady Jarrett. 12 quarterback sacks for Myles Garrett. All right. 2 interceptions from Schobert, Denzel Ward, Demarius Randall, Brian Body Calhoun. 1 from Mac Wilson and Morgan Burnett. So Mac Wilson, 86 tackles and a pick. 5 tackles for loss. Okay, not a bad season. Maybe there's a chance he goes up to star. I don't know. No safeties. I mean, no defensive touchdowns. Sorry. 1 safety. Myles Garrett gets it. 1 blocked kick. Chad Thomas. 4 forced fumbles, and 3 of those were recovered. All right, so we were 6th on offense. I'm guessing defense then is like bottom half of the league. I feel like it has to be. Okay, no, it's 6th. Okay. So this team didn't even play badly. Mitchell Trubisky of the 5-11 Bears wins MVP. And Madden Sim is super realistic, my guys. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen is going to win that one. Baker Mayfield at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year, C.J. Mosley. Myles Garrett, Joe Schobert at 3 and 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Josh Jacobs. We have D'Ernest Johnson, I think he's a running back, at number 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Trayvon Mullen is going to win it. Mack Wilson at number 4. Greedy Williams at number 5. Alright, so we didn't really win any awards, but hopefully we still have a good number of experience points here. I think this draft class might have the best wide receiver I've ever seen. But the Cowboys and the Colts are in the Super Bowl. Who is going to win this one? I think it's going to the Colts. Just take a random guess. I actually don't really know who's going to win. It is the Colts. Alright, 35-14. I feel like I'm actually pretty good at guessing. If you go back and watch my videos, I try to guess pretty frequently. I feel like I'm almost always right. I don't know. But anyway, J.C. Treader is down to a 79, which isn't too bad, but I am going to hold off on him. I don't want to pay him just yet. Brian Buddy Calhoun, Ricky Seals-Jones, I don't really want either. And by pay him just yet, I mean pay him at all. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't really want J.C. Treader on the team anymore. But let's see these experience points and possible dev upgrades. I love checking this out. This is probably my favorite part of every rebuild, to be honest. Jarvis Landry is now a superstar, which is huge. I don't think anybody else on offense went up in overall. I mean, went up in development. I cannot get my words out, man. Greedy Williams is a superstar. That was not expected. Mack Wilson went up to star. All right, this team is shaping up to be a great one, if you ask me. Now we can head into free agency, and let's just see who is available. So Kareem Hunt may be here. He may not be here. Who knows? We traded him. Let's see if... I don't know if the Colts brought him back. Chris Jones. I always want to go after Chris Jones, but I think in this case, I really don't have a reason to. Grady Jarrett and Larry Ogunjobi are both good. It pains me to do this, but I don't think I want Chris Jones. He is so good, though. He's also super expensive, so I don't really think I want him. Yannick Ngakoue could help, right? Jernard Avery, I don't think was too bad, but honestly, I'd like to just get as good of pass rushers as possible. I could also look that way in the draft. I think I'm going to go that route, but I do think... I was going to say I was going to go after Jack Conklin, but he's actually not here. This is just in case we don't get a good center. I'm going to go after Connor McGovern. I don't want to pay J.C. Treader as much as he wants. And there's other teams bidding with J.C. Treader. So I'm just going to go after Connor McGovern just in case we can't get a center. I just want to throw an offer out to someone. We will be starting the NFL draft now. I think I have the 5th and the 6th overall picks. Let me just give you a quick rundown of the draft board. A really good middle linebacker class. Right, pretty good quarterback here at the top. I don't really want a quarterback though, so I'm not too worried about him. Decent running back there, a couple other nice guys, but here is this wide receiver I was talking about. This guy looks ridiculous, man. A+ medium, A+ catching, and B+ spec. That guy looks nuts. Also, I really would like to draft one of these corners. They're both mid-first rounders. We should be able to get a corner and a wide receiver with number 5 and number 6, so I'm not going to bother trading up, at least yet. Let's sim to pick number 5. I imagine the Buccaneers may go with... Never mind. I was going to say, I thought they were going to go with a cornerback, but they did not. So here it doesn't matter who we go with. I'm going to go with this wide receiver first, just because I think this guy is going to be the top player in the class. He's a 78 overall, hidden development trait. We don't really need a wide receiver, but I'm not going to not take this guy, if you know what I mean, man. 99 medium route running, 93 catching. That's ridiculous as a rookie. 94 excel, 91 speed, 77 short. This guy is disgusting. We now have the 6th pick, of course, and here I will be going cornerback. So I still have my choice. Who do I want more? Alani Ridgeway has a better overall combine, 4.36 speed. Taylor Hunter, 4.46. Not too much slower, but I think it's a pretty big difference. Big enough for me to take Ridgeway instead. He's a 78 with hidden. I can't imagine another guy is much worse. 95 speed. Really poor man, but great zone, good press, good acceleration, good agility. This guy, I think, is going to be a beast. I'm trading up to the number 7 overall pick as well, giving the Jaguars my 26th overall pick, Taywan Taylor, and a 4th rounder next year, and I will soon show you why. There was a right tackle who was supposed to go mid-first round. I actually have not yet checked if he's still available. He should be. And he is. I can see him down there. So I want to go with this guy, Byron Groves. He fits the scheme. He looks really good. He's also 6'8". So let's go. He's an 80 with a hidden. He was ranked number 1 in the class. Let's go. This guy's a stud, man. 96 strength. Really good blocking stats aside from lead blocking. He's even pretty fast. 74 speed is not bad at all. At pick number 12, I'm going to try to snag a center. I hope he's still available, and he actually is. This draft is actually going fairly well right now. Oh, also, let me point out this guy. There's a pretty cool-looking blocking tight end in the 1st round. B- run block, C+ catch and traffic, C+ impact. That's actually kind of awesome. Usually those players have pretty inflated overalls, so I imagine he's actually probably pretty close to an 80 if I had to take a guess. But Eli Hamilton, welcome to the team. 74 overall, hidden development. I find that centers are actually kind of hard to draft this year. They all look really good, but very seldom though is there like a really high 70, almost 80 overall center, at least from my experience. This guy is pretty solid though. He should be a good replacement for JC Treader. Here I would like to snag an edge rusher. I had one in mind. Let's see if he's still here. I don't think he is still available unless I took him off my draft board, which I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure he's a left end, and he is not still available. That's alright. We'll find somebody to take. I almost just want to go with this guy who skipped the combine, just because he skipped the combine. Wait, did that strong safety go as well? It was a pretty cool looking strong safety. Yeah, wow, he actually got drafted. I didn't expect that one. I wonder when he went. Wow, alright. Well, anyway, let's go with this right outside linebacker, Quincy Sherrills. He's a 69, which actually isn't even that bad. That's 100% not a reach. Also, isn't Myles Garrett number 95? That looks kind of funny. This may seem odd, but I think I'm going to go with a 6th round projected player here. At least it's a possibility. Because I pretty badly need this position. Well, I don't need a free safety. I just need a safety in general. I'm going to need a strong safety at some point. I think I need that more than any of these other positions. I'm just going to go with Moses Ball here. He's a 73 with hidden. He is really good. That was a great pick. That would have been amazing, though, if I could have waited until the 6th round to take him. But, regardless, I will take him to start at strong. This draft has turned out quite perfectly, if you ask me. The only thing I wish I could have changed, well, I guess then it isn't perfect, but one of the things I wish I could have changed would have been the ability to get an edge rusher. It's fine, though. Terrence Donald, though, is on the team. 70 overall, normal. Not a bad defensive tackle. Another number 95, but yeah, I'm not like in desperate need of a defensive end. But if I could have gotten a rookie with a hidden development trait, he was like a high 70, definitely would have started him. The last pick is going to be Joseph Ferguson, a 6th round left tackle. And he's a 71 with normal. That's actually really good. He was supposed to go in the 1st round. This draft was really good for me. Let's take a quick look at this draft. I think this turned out really well. I think our team benefited a ton. So the highest player we got was an 80, right? Then we got two 78s, a 74, a 73, a 71, and a 70, and then a 69, and a couple 50s. Not bad if you ask me. But let's check out the entire NFL. Of course, we had the number 1 ranked player, number 2, and number 3 ranked player. Okay, we didn't get the number 4, but here's a middle linebacker. One of the bunch. There's a bunch of really good looking middle linebackers. Here's that other corner. So our guy's a 78, this guy is a 76. He has 93 speed, so it isn't too much different. He just has really poor man coverage. I think our guy is in the same boat. Let me see what his development is. If it's Superstar or X Factor, this guy could end up being a lot better. It is just Star. Hopefully then we got a Superstar and X Factor or something. But if our guy turns out to be Star, then we definitely got the better corner. I just realized that pick number 1, 2, and 3 were all linebackers. That's absurd. Alright, and then where is... I want to look for somebody specifically. This is the guy I was thinking of, right? Okay, I didn't really point this guy out in the draft, but there was another really good-looking corner who kind of fell. 94 speed, 92 excel, 89 agility. This guy looks really good. Also very balanced with each of those coverage skills. And now, the most important thing, though. What's his development trait? He's just Star as well. Okay, so I think we made out with the best cornerback, which, taking that out of context, sounds really bad. But, alright, man. I'm just going to simulate now. So that was quite a long time for me. But it was only like a couple of seconds for you guys. I ate some Subway, you know, use code SHRAM for $5 off your next purchase. No, I'm kidding. Imagine if I had a Subway code. How awesome would that be? 87 overall, though, for the team. 91 offense, 84 defense. I also just realized the computer drafted me a hidden development quarterback named Bo Schillinger. He's a 57 overall. He has good speed, acceleration, and agility, though. So, I mean, he's a beast in my eyes. But here's a look at the team. A lot of it is different. This team looks so good, in my opinion. We also randomly drafted a hidden dev linebacker. Kerry Donaghy? Maybe? I don't know how that's pronounced. 81 speed, 77 tackling, 86 acceleration. Actually isn't that bad. But the dude kind of sucks. He's a 58 overall. Can't really expect too much from him. But I do think we have a really talented roster. So let's simulate and see how we do. So right now, the team is undefeated. We are 7-0. We have to take on the 4-4 Ravens, though. We are on top of the division by a pretty commanding lead. The Ravens are in second. The Steelers and the Bengals, 3 and 4. They are the bottom 2 teams in the division. All right, the team's at 88 overall. It actually got improved somehow. What happened? I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened. But anyway, this right tackle has star development. The center also star development. This receiver is not yet revealed, but hopefully he's playing well. Defensively, we have another superstar cornerback. My lord, these corners are so good. And the oldest one is Denzel Ward, I think, who is, hold on, he is 23 years old. Imagine having this cornerback core. Greedy Williams is 22, and I don't think this guy's older than 22, if I had to take a guess. He's 23. Okay, so him and Denzel Ward are the same age. That is unreal. Now just think about this, right? In real life, imagine you had 3 superstar cornerbacks who were all 23 years or younger. That is stupid. Just think about that, right? That's ridiculous. Also, this guy has star development up there, and then there's a few other guys we have not yet seen. But the team is going off this year. Hopefully we can continue this success. Myles Garrett is probably contributing a lot to that, so I want him back on the team. David Njoku I would like, Larry Ogunjobi I would like, and that is actually it. Are we in the playoffs? I sure hope we are. Right? Okay, we did make the playoffs. We also won in Week 17. The undefeated dream is still alive. 14-2. Man, it's so close. That's very unfortunate, but I'll still take this season. Let's just see how we ended up playing. Like, who did we lose to? We lost by 1 possession to the Ravens after the bye week, and then we lost again to the Ravens. My God, man. Take out the Ravens. You know, exile them from the NFL, and that was an undefeated season. Let me play 2 other teams, and we probably would have won. Baker Mayfield, though, 4,300 yards, 47 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I had a weird inclination to say tutties, and I did not. I'm really happy I didn't. I did in the end. You know, whatever. I don't know. But Nick Chubb, 1,364 yards, almost 5 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns. He's insane. David Njoku had 10 touchdowns. Brian Meadows had a great rookie season. Odell and Jarvis Landry each got 10 as well. No receiver over 1,000 yards, but when you have 4 really viable options, it's kind of hard, to be honest. Sacks allowed, not many. The right tackle, going off. Defensively, we have 107 tackles from Joe Schobert, 13 tackles for loss for Myles Garrett, 10 for Grady Jarrett, 10 for Larry Ogunjobi, 17.5 sacks for Myles Garrett, 10.5 for Grady Jarrett, 8.5 for Larry Ogunjobi, and Jannard Avery. Man, Avery's playing well. Kind of happy I didn't replace him. 3 interceptions for Denzel Ward, 1 for Christian Kirksey, Joe Schobert, Demarius Randall, and Alani Ridgeway. Defensive touchdowns, at least 1 is from Demarius Randall. No safeties. 1 blocked kick, Terrence Donald got it. I keep wanting to say McDonald, and I don't know why. Forced fumbles, we have 1 from Joe Schobert, who recovered it and returned it for a yard. All right. We were 3rd on offense. Defense looked pretty good this season. We were 3rd on defense as well. All right. MVP was Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield, though, at number 3. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt is going to win that one. Myles Garrett, though, at number 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Lucas McMillan. Brian Meadows, though, at number 2. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Mario Downey. Alani Ridgeway at number 2. Barely missing out on Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year, Moses Ball at number 6. All right, well, hopefully we still have some experience points to use. Let me go ahead and spend those experience points and also check out some more developments. So this wide receiver, it was hidden before, and it's superstar. That was a really good draft then on my end. I got 2 superstars and a bunch of stars. I will take it. 4 experience points for the right tackle. I think this guy down here had 6, 3 for the center. All right. Defensively, how many does Ridgeway have? He has 5. Safety has 3. All right, I'm about it. We have to go up against the Jaguars here in the divisional round of the playoffs. Let me spend my coach experience quick before I get into the game. I want to go quarterback boost. See if we can make Baker Mayfield really good in the end. I don't know. But what is their overall? I'm certain we have a higher overall than they do. 80, and we have a 91. Okay, come on. We should win this game, but I'm probably about 60% confident that we will. And we do. All right, 35-10. All right, maybe I should be a little more confident, man. 86 overall for the Texans. They're pretty good, but we still have a 5 overall advantage over them. Let's go straight to the Super Bowl, where we will take on the Cowboys and win. Wow, okay. I'm going to guess the score, too. 35-24. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Let's go. They have an 87 overall team, so the best opponent so far. But I just 35-24, I think is what I said. But I have it recorded, so it doesn't really matter. But we're going to see if I am right. All right, the score is still possible here, I think. Oh, no, they went for 2. 28 to 18, 28 to, it's 35 to 25, 35 to 42 to, oh my god, what just happened? 42 to 39. I could not keep up with what just happened there. Holy crap, we won the Super Bowl. That's awesome. But what? Hold on, I need to see that. Right at the end here, there were so many touchdowns. I don't know where this all started, but let's see. Okay, Nick Chubb got a touchdown there. A couple plays later, Randall Cobb gets a touchdown. A couple plays later, another touchdown. A couple plays later, another touchdown. And I think that's it. Maybe there's one before the initial one, but my god, that went up really quickly. But we won the game. I'm very happy about that. Let's go. We got a Super Bowl under our belt. Let's go into the final season, where hopefully we can go back-to-back. Now, I'm expecting a few players to go up in development, so let's see what happened. Did anybody go up? Baker, you're a superstar, right? You have to be. You are a superstar now. All right, I'll take that. Anybody else on offense? I don't think anybody else went up in development, but just take a look at this freaking offense, man. It is godly. Defensively, I don't think anybody went up in development. I actually thought one of these guys would have went up. That's kind of upsetting, but it's all good. Mac Wilson's almost up to an 80, though. That's pretty cool. Let's hop into the offseason. Let me make sure nobody else is just hanging around here. All right, cool. I don't want any of those guys back, so we're going to hop into the offseason and hopefully sign some studs. I could be looking for a linebacker, right? And that, honestly, that might be it. $20 million. I don't need much on this team. I could technically use an edge rusher. Dalvin Cook is here. That's not a player I want. I don't need Laramie Tunsil. John Johnson I could actually use. I think I'm going to go for him other than Ball. Try to get this defense as good as possible. Hopefully try to push for an undefeated season. I know it's asking for a lot, but definitely want to try. John Johnson is on the team, so that makes the defense a little bit better. So we should have the last pick in every round. But I have not looked at the draft board yet, so maybe I'll want to trade up. I don't know. We do have the 32nd pick, at least in the first round here. And does anybody catch my interest right away? Pretty nice looking linebacker. And the fact that his stats are switched makes me really want to take him. He probably won the Heisman or something. I actually didn't look. Another really solid looking draft class. I think I may try to trade up, though, to take that outside linebacker. So Calvin Pruitt was the Heisman. That is that outside linebacker. I just wanted to make sure. I am going to try to take him, though. Let's just trade up with the Redskins. Let's just see if we can get the first overall pick here. My first rounder this year, Damian Ratley, and a second next year will get me the first overall pick. So let's go with this outside linebacker. Maybe he'll be good enough to start over Kirksey. I don't know. I could have traded Kirksey there, but I want to keep him on the team, see if we can get him another Super Bowl or something. Calvin Pruitt, welcome to the team. 75 isn't phenomenal, but he's still good enough for me, honestly, to start at outside linebacker. 87 speed is really nice. 83 acceleration, good pursuit, good tackling, good awareness, good play rec. Yeah, he's definitely good enough to start here. I think he was ranked 8th in the class. Wasn't the worst pick I could have had, right? But also definitely wasn't the best. Now, who is even left? I don't even know, man. We have the last pick in the 2nd round, and then we don't pick again until the 5th round. Here's a quarterback, man. I think I'm going to do it. We're going to go with the backup to Baker Mayfield. What's his name? Ed Clark. Out of UCF. Here we go. 69 normal development. That is a very fitting backup to Baker Mayfield. I forgot that we actually have that random hidden development quarterback. I didn't even check out what his dev was. Imagine it's Superstar, man. If it's Superstar, he's starting this season. No, that's not true. But if it's X Factor, alright, if he somehow has X Factor, I will start him this year. I don't care. It is just star down there. It's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. This linebacker also forgot to check. He also has star. All right, well, let's check out the draft because I have no idea who was good. That linebacker looked pretty good, and he definitely was pretty good. Who else did we get? We got a couple other 60s. All right, this was a draft where nobody was under a 60. That's a pretty solid draft then. Who was the first ranked player in the class, though? 80 overall corner, that Dexter guy. Yeah, he looks really good. Tay Dexter. Out of Buffalo, 95 speed, 92 acceleration, 88 agility, 6 feet tall, very similar to the guy we drafted. Jack Cioli, pretty good left tackle. Chance Taylor, Tyler Gray, Aaron Saxton, Brad Wagner. Pretty good looking draft class in general. So I accidentally simulated by a preseason week, but we won. That's pretty cool. The team is a 91 overall, 95 offense, 88 defense. This team is one of the best I've ever built. Right, just because, it's the Browns. They have a really good blueprint, to work off of, so to speak. They have a great initial roster on the game. It's very easy to rebuild this team. I just wanted a laid-back, easy rebuild for today. I hope you guys don't mind too much. But here's a look at the offense. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The defense, also ridiculous. A little bit worse, but still we have some really cool players on this side of the ball as well. But now let's advance the week. I'm going to spend my coach experience first, but we will advance to the playoffs. I'll let you know if we're there, and maybe this can be the first time I go undefeated. Yet again, we have a first round bye, and I think we also beat the Texans in week 17. Didn't that happen last year? I don't know. But let's check out the record. Show me 16-0. 12-4. All right, close enough, man. 12-4 for the Steelers. 10-6 for the Ravens. 5-11 for the Bengals. A pretty good division all around. Baker Mayfield, again, one of the top quarterbacks in the season, based on, you know, passing yards and touchdowns and stuff. Interceptions are still a little high, to be honest. Nick Chubb, though, dominated once again. 9 touchdowns, 1,245 yards. Jarvis Landry, 91 for 889, not too bad. Odell, 7 touchdowns as well. Brian Meadows got 7, David Njoku 4. Again, there's 4 really good options, so I don't really expect any of these guys to be absolutely stellar. The sack numbers, though, are very low. I'll take that. 105 tackles from Joe Schobert. 17 tackles for loss for Grady Jarrett. 16 for Myles Garrett. 15 for Gerard Avery. Man, he's the move at defensive end, I'm telling you. 15 sacks for Myles Garrett leads the team. 8.5 for Grady Jarrett. 7.5 for Gerard Avery. He's a beast. He might be a player I trade for every once in a while. And I went to kicking by accident. What? We only attempted 9 field goals? That seems really low. I don't know. But we have 3 interceptions for John Johnson. He seemed to pay off. 2 for Denzel Ward, Alani Ridgeway, and Greedy Williams. 1 for Joe Schobert and Sion Takitaki. Let's go, man. I really don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. 1 touchdown for John Johnson. 2 safeties for Grady Jarrett. All right. No blocked kicks. And we have no forced fumbles. That's pretty surprising. 3rd in the NFL in offense. Will the defense match us again? They do not. They're 1st this year. We also passed Doug Peterson, and we're about to pass Jason Garrett on the legacy leaderboard in 3 seasons. Good old Chick Nub. Just saying that name out loud gets me every time. But Deshaun Watson wins MVP. Baker Mayfield at number 9. There's some weird players, right? Dak Prescott on the Giants. That was just the one I saw. Marcus Mariota on the Saints. Interesting teams, man. Interesting team changes. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Baker Mayfield at number 5. Defensive Player of the Year, Miles Jack wins it. Myles Garrett at number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Peter Wade. What a name. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Brad Wagner. Calvin Pruitt, though, at number 2. I'll take it. The rookie linebacker we drafted. Best quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. Baker Mayfield at number 3, though. Best running back is Le'Veon Bell. Nick Chubb at 4. Kareem Hunt right above him. Maybe I shouldn't have traded Kareem Hunt, but honestly, I think Browns fans would probably rather see Nick Chubb in the backfield. He's going off this year. He's a good running back. I'm just saying. Nick Chubb is a great running back. Best wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm sure I don't have to tell you guys that, though. Nobody from our team. Best offensive lineman, Zach Miller. Quentin Nelson at number 2. Joel Bitonio at number 5. That's probably a huge part of the success of this team. Best defensive lineman, Myles Garrett. That as well. Grady Jarrett's here, too. Gerard Avery at number 9. Let's go. Best linebacker, Jayon Brown. Cool to see him up there. Best defensive back, Garyon Conley. I definitely made sure he went to the Texans, but I'm pretty sure he got then signed back by the Raiders. That's really funny. I 100% made that trade go through. I tried to mimic all the trades that just happened today as I'm recording this. What? Emmanuel Sanders, that trade, Mohamed Sanu, and Garyon Conley. I think Conley happened last night. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But I made sure the trades all went through, and I guess he just got signed back by the Raiders. That's pretty funny. But anybody from our team. I'm not seeing a Brown in there. Jason Myers, though, the best kicker. Nobody from the Browns. All right. Well, how many experience points do we have, and what is the development of that linebacker? We have 2 for Baker Mayfield, 2 for the center, 2 for Meadows as well. Linebacker has superstar. Man, dude, this video has been awesome with the drafts. Oh, man, this team is fun. We have to take on the Colts here in the divisional round. The overall of the team is up to a 93. They're an 86. They also have Kareem Hunt, so maybe he can get vengeance. Even though he didn't even play for this team, really, in this universe. But we are going to win 28-21. The power of the Browns is with us, man. The Texans are an 83, and I think this is the same team we took on in the AFC Championship last year. Let's sim to the Super Bowl, and we're going to be up against the Cowboys again. Are you ready? No, it's the Seahawks this time. All right, well, at least we won. That's pretty dope. Let me upgrade all these players, get them all situated, get them all ready to go for the Super Bowl. I'm not going to bother spending my coach experience. I don't really care. Let's hop into the game, and we try to predict a score here. I'm going to say it's going to be 42-28. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game here. My prediction will be wrong in the end because I think we got a couple field goals. We need 5 points for me to be right, but 40-17. That's pretty close. You know, I was only 2 points off from mine, and I was 4 points off from, no, not 4. I guess 28. That's pretty off then. Whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I definitely hope you guys out there enjoyed. I know this isn't a hard team to rebuild. I've already mentioned it. They're a really good team in the game. I will argue that they are the best team in Madden. Their players play super well every season. They're very glitchy. I think people who have done rebuilds frequently kind of all realize that. The Browns are a ridiculous team. They're just really fun to rebuild. They're one of the most fun teams to rebuild because it's a great way to draft new players and to make sure they do well. Because I don't know, man, these Browns playbooks are kind of crazy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching one final time, and I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.